Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. So Tim Bradley said something interesting, man. He said, nothing that Terrence Crawford has done or that Inoue has done across their careers is bigger than what Usyk accomplished by beating Tyson Fury. Made me stop and think, you know what I'm saying? And that's a whole lot to say. That Usyk's greatness is bigger and better than Terrence Crawford's greatness and Inoue'S greatness. What criteria is Tim Bradley using to make that determination? That Usyk, his greatness, based on what he's accomplished as a professional fighter, is bigger and better than Terrence Crawford and Inoue. Now we know Terrence Crawford, 135, became a champion, 140, undisputed, 147, undisputed. Now at 154, looks to fight Madrimov and for the WBA, and there's a vacant WBO on the line. But I didn't look at Naoya Inoue bubbling up through multiple divisions, undisputed, and two of them very dominant. And I'm sitting here saying, Usyk, cruiserweight, undisputed. But when you look at, and he was a gold medalist, I think you're looking at the amateur pedigree as well. Went up to heavyweight and fought. He beat AJ and he beat Fury. When you look at the difference in size, difference in power, difference in reach, Usyk still found a way to win. I'm thinking about Crawford fighting Spence. And that fight, then his fights at 140 where he became undisputed. Looking at the opponents that were in front of Crawford and Inoue, looking at the opponents in front of Inoue. I don't know, Tim Bradley, I don't know if I wholeheartedly disagree with him. Because really, Usyk really wasn't supposed to beat no AJ and Fury. Even though I picked him to beat Fury. And I really didn't give a prediction on him fighting AJ because I didn't, at that time I really didn't know that much about Usyk. He had just come off a fight with Derek Chisora, where to me Derek Chisora put the pressure on him and made him uncomfortable. But do you agree with Tim Bradley? I mean, Tyson Fury is a guy who is undefeated. He beat Klitschko, which was a huge win. Came back to the sport. He beat Wilder 3 times. The Dillian White fight doesn't count. Chisora doesn't count. Otto Wallen doesn't count. Pineta, whatever his name is, and there was someone else. Them fights don't count. And Anthony Joshua has an outstanding resume, but just mentally he wasn't really there. Yeah, I don't know, man. But you look at Tyson Fury and the position that he held in boxing, where a lot of people really felt Tyson Fury was pound for pound. Even though he was a heavyweight, they still had him on top of the pound for pound list. But you know what? You got to give Usyk his credit. You can't come here and downplay Usyk and what he's done. Usyk has done something amazing. And I guess the argument's over there that AJ wasn't right mentally. Tyson Fury had a pound of flesh beaten out of him, and he underestimated him. But that's not Usyk's fault. That's like people trying to make excuses and say that, hey, Terence Crawford, he's not that great of a fighter because of who he fought at 140. He fought champions. It's not his fault. Talking about Canelo and look at who he fought. Doesn't matter. He fought champions. He earned everything that he has. But when I'm really looking at this shit, Usyk's greatness and what he's accomplished is bigger than what Inoue and Crawford has done in their careers. And that's why, although he's a heavyweight, he belongs on top of the pound-for-pound rankings. Boy, that's a real strong statement. But those two wins alone on Usyk's resume to go and beat two of the three-headed monsters, because Deontay Wilder's the only other one there really at this point in time. If he can beat Wilder, shit. But they're all not the same. But I'm not trying to take away from Usyk's win. But I don't know, man. Y'all agree with? Let me see what some people said here about what Tim Bradley said. That's a strong statement. Some people said here. Let me just show y'all. They say, let me make this a little bit larger so you can read along. Yes, if you're looking at it. Heavyweight is fantasy, pound for pound list comes to life. Usyk faced guys 20 to 40 pounds heavier in real life, not in the hypothetical matchups. That is true if you face some big boys. Crawford win against Spence is up there though, but yeah, Usyk is that guy. Crawford beat the big fish. Did you really care about his thought? Okay, idiots in the comments. The issue is Fury isn't a great and has beaten no one of note. Wilder isn't a great fighter. There they go with the bullshit. And that's his best win. 40-year-old Vlad is decent but not great. Fury wasn't is overhyped. I beg to differ because what Crawford did to Earl Spence was incredible. And nobody thought he could do it or had a chance. With that big bad bully Earl Spence, nobody thought TC was going to win. And if they did, they wasn't saying it with 100% conviction. There was doubt. So this guy Dion obviously had a bowl of dumbass for breakfast because he's talking about nobody. He's talking in absolutes. Now, I thought Terence Crawford would win. I thought he would knock him out either early in the fight or at some point. So not everybody. So that's what annoys you when guys start talking like that. It says Tim speaking facts, but racist Inoue fanboys will perform mental gymnastics to put Inoue on top. Why do they always get on this bullshit about race? He's right. Heavyweight is the glamour division. Usyk was a smaller guy who moved up to fight the bigger guys. And people still think that Tyson won and they had him winning on scorecard for real. I just don't know if he can win the rematch. No, Usyk will not win the rematch. But hey, what do I know? My favorite boxer was James Toney, lights out. Fact, something I can finally agree with on Tim Bradley. It's true. Tim, stop it. Some people don't want to hear what he has to say. But I don't know, when you really look at that dynamic, that true dynamic that the smaller Usyk faced. But Deontay Wilder faced that shit too. Most of the guys he fought were way bigger than him, so I don't know. I think Usyk is great, but his greatness is in what he accomplished over his career is bigger and better than Crawford and Inoue. I can't say I wholeheartedly disagree, but I can't say I agree either. But I just think that's an interesting conversation. Very interesting. He did fight. He was the smaller guy moving up. I guess Crawford, Inoue, they're all smaller guys moving up. So I don't know. But it is a pretty big damn win. What Usyk accomplished is a pretty big deal. Facing those behemoths, you know what I mean? David and Goliath in real life. But I don't know. Y'all leave your comments. Let me know what you think. I don't know what to think about it. But I do think Usyk is great. And even Crawford came out and said he's not a hater. Usyk is that guy. Inoue said nothing. But even Crawford recognized something about Usyk. So maybe Tim Bradley's onto something. Anyway, I'm in the breeze.